Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sasheen. So, coming to you on this fine Monday morning. Got a new haircut, loving every moment of this. So today's, it's a little overcast, so hello, I'm here. Today's live is all about, sorry, I'm turning off notifications, my phone doesn't start to buzz, is all about this idea of what you want to achieve with the energy of your life. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Sasheen. I'm also known as the Metaphysical Goddess, and I am a mindset, energy, and divorce coach. And I work with women and men to really find their feet when they're going through the midst of transition, usually divorce, and get their mind right so they can get on with their life. Because honestly, if you can't get your mindset to shift, then you're going to keep creating the life that you currently have. And chances are you're reaching out to me because that's not what you want. So, welcome if you're joining one of my lives for the first time, or if you're catching a video for the first time. So, today's talk, Monday morning, you can get there from here, but you can't stay here. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there's this, the saying is, you can't get there from here, but you can get anywhere you want to go, and you have to start where you are. And that's the purpose of this morning's very short broadcast, is you have to start where you are. And when we tell people you can't get there from here, we're negating the fact that here is all we've got at the moment. Here is the starting point for anything else that's going to become possible. So for instance, if what you really want is a better body, you have to start with the body that you're in, which is here. And you can get there. You can get to that better body, and you can get there by acknowledging the body that you're in, but then you have to recognize, okay, but now I can't stay in this body any longer. I can't stay in this body any longer. And we get really comfortable, right? We get comfortable in misery. We get comfortable and we get complacent in depression. Not talking about clinical depression. I'm not talking about the kind of depression that you need to go seek out professional help for. I'm talking about the blues that permeates a lot of people's everyday life, and they just live with it. We get really complacent and comfortable because we want to get there. We want to get to our goal. We want to get to this new vision that we have. We see it, we wish for it, we think about it, but we don't want to move from here, because moving from here is hard. And in order to move from here, you got to get off your ass and do something different. You can't do the same thing, because the same thing just keeps the cycle of here repeating for you. The same thing just keeps the cycle of here, the box that you're currently in, it keeps it repeating for you. And as long as you are so comfortable in the here, then you won't get there. You won't get there. But you can get there from here. You can see the box that you're in and go, I don't think this box is really working for me anymore. So let me take what's good in this box that is working for me and start using that to build a ladder out. That's how you use here to get there. You have to use here to get there. You cannot get there without having been here, so you might as well use what you've learned to get you to where you're going. And I don't think it's terrible to look at your situation and go, that sucks, but that's awesome. So I'm going to keep my focus on that thing right there and figure out how to get that thing more, so that I can go further in that direction and not these 4 different directions, these other directions that just suck. Like, I don't want to do those things anymore. So I'm going to keep focusing on this little thing here that's currently in my world, that gives me hope, that gives me faith, that gives me succor, that gives me a seed, a kernel of a plan, and I'm going to keep working it. I'm going to keep working it like my life depends on it, because from here I can get there. From here I can get there. And whatever that thing is, like if you are trying to shift jobs, end a relationship, and I talk about divorce a lot, and I'm going to keep on talking about it. If you're trying to raise better children, have better relationships, because it's not all about ending relationships, it's also about having better relationships. If you're trying to do that and you're still in this box of here, and you don't want to make any changes because here might suck, but dang, sucking's comfortable, right? Sucking, really, it's comfortable, it's easy. I know how to suck at this. I've done it so often, I just know how to do it. It's second nature. When we decide that being comfortable is more important than being happy, then we won't get there. We can't get to our goals. We can't get to happy when you decide that uncomfortable is much more important. You can't get to freedom when you decide that chains are just, they're comfortable. As I like to sometimes say, a beautiful cage is still cage. It's still cage. It can be beautiful, gold, gilded, furnished, in the right neighborhood, at the right socioeconomic status, at the right whatever, it's still a cage. And if what you want to do is fly, it doesn't matter how pretty the cage is, it's still a cage. And so in order for you to think about what you want next, you have to acknowledge where you are, and then acknowledge that you're ready to not be there anymore, right? Like, you've learned something, you've come through something, but now it's time to go into something else. And that does not mean it's going to be easy, and nor does it mean it's going to be fun and sunshiny all the time, because it's not. But it's not actually as hard as you think it is. And that's the other piece to the idea that you can get there from here. You got here. I'm going to forget her name, but I need to make sure I have that next time. But this wonderful woman that I listen to will often say, where you are right now is a series of decisions that you made. And daggone it, if you can make a series of bad decisions, you can make a series of good decisions, and watch where your life goes, right? So the idea that somehow we're trapped and I just can't, I'll lose everything if I start making changes, Dr. Sashina. My life will fall apart. Well, your life's already probably falling apart. You're just putting enough duct tape on it to make it look like it's been kept together so that no one notices that it's falling apart. But if what you really want is a life where you don't need duct tape except to maybe close a box or hold the occasional thing together, because your life is actually being held together by your power, by love, by fun, by happiness, by pleasure, by joy, then you're going to have to decide that the cage is no longer worth it. You're going to have to say, look, I was in this cage, and here was great for while I was here, and I learned a lot being in this cage, and I learned how to take care of myself. I learned what's valuable to me, but I want to get out of the cage. I want to get there. And the only way to start is to figure out how to open the damn door. And this doesn't have to take 50 years. It doesn't have to take 50 minutes. It doesn't even have to take 5 minutes. It can be as simple as deciding to put down the Snicker bar, if that's the thing that's holding you to the body that you don't want to be in. It can be as simple as looking at your significant other and saying, I don't actually want, fill in the blank. I don't actually want that. And then having a conversation that allows you both to think about how to open a door. It can be as simple as saying to a way that you've been raising your kid, you know what? I may have been raised like that, but I actually don't want to raise my kids like that. And making a different decision. And then acting on that decision. It doesn't have to take 50 years to change your life. It doesn't have to take 50 moments to change your life. It just takes the one moment where you acknowledge, I've been here, and here's not working anymore. I want to get over there. I have this big dream over there. I want to get over there. So I'm going to figure out what to hear that can help me get there. And then I'm going to start walking that direction. And that means as I walk that direction, I'm no longer here. No longer here, right? And that's awesome, because then you're moving and you're no longer stuck in where you are, because you're moving where you want to be. This is a big week in my world. I have a little boy, and I love him so much. He's the reason that I do so many things in my life, and he is one of the real reasons why I talk about relationships so much, because me and his father are divorced. That's part of my narrative. And when I decided that what I needed to do was to make a decision that would benefit my child, and we were where we were, and not where I thought we should be, but where we were, I just made a choice. As Lisa Nichols says, and many other people say, you just make a choice. You make a choice to burn the boats and take the island. You don't give yourself the option to not. You recognize that where you are is not where you want to be. And you make a decision in the moment to burn the boats. So I burned some boats. And I continue to burn some boats as I take the island of my dreams one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. One of my crowning achievements is being able to get pretty close to location independent business, where wherever I am in the world, I can still do my business, I can still provide for my family, and I am a lot closer than I was 2 years ago, and that's pretty darn amazing. But I had to get here from where I was. I couldn't leapfrog to here. I had to work to get here, and I had to say, okay, that cage, those things that used to be important to me, they're not as important to me as they used to be. Now that I'm here, the next vision is already on the horizon, beckoning to me, saying, hey, look over here, because that's the new here, right? I'm not there yet, but that my new here is somewhere over there. And I've decided that I'm ready to go that direction. So I'm looking at the box, and I'm taking what's working, but I'm leaving behind what's not, because I can't get there without moving off here. But in order to move off of here, I got to know what I need to take with me so that I can get over there. So what do you need to move? What do you need to take with you? Where are you trying to get to? What's the goal for your next life? What's the dream that you have? What's the whisper that you want to try to get and make solid? Bring it out of your brain and bring it into reality. What is that thing? We all have it. We all have it. And the only way to get it is to recognize it. I can get there by acknowledging that I am here, but getting ready to move on. Because at some point, the only way to achieve the next thing is to be ready to achieve the next thing. All right, so that is my, I don't even know how many minutes we've been talking today, but that is my Monday morning inspiration for you. If you need help figuring out how to get from here to there, what steps and movements that you can take to help you begin to craft that narrative that gets you from here to there. If you're tired of the cage, if you've lived the gilded life and you recognize that for all that glittered was not gold, but there's some gold there and you want to take that with you, but you're ready to go, then you and I need to talk. Book a session with me. Look at above. There's a link up there to book a session with me. There's also, and those sessions are going to increase in price after the first of the year, just letting everyone know. There's also the 6 Hard Truths About Divorce. So if you haven't read that and you are contemplating divorce or in the midst of divorce and you're finding yourself spinning your wheels and going crazy, there's some things that you need to understand that are universal to going through a divorce. It's not going to be easy, but there are ways to navigate through it that keep your sanity intact. And finally, if you feel that you are ready, but you just don't know how to get your dream in front of you to come to reality, then you've got to decide today whether or not you're ready to go there. Because if you're not ready to go there, then no amount of motivational talks, self-help work, motivational speakers, life coaches, or anything else is going to help you get there. You have to be ready. But once you make a decision, the dominoes start to fall. The universe has a way of saying, okay, I was just waiting for you to decide. So, decide today. Have a good Monday, y'all. Bye.